We welcome you stateside, folks. This time, though, from Miami. We are here for the Miami Grand Prix of 2021 here at the Hard Rock Stadium at the very famous Miami Gardens. It's round 3 of the Formula One World Championship. And what a pleasure it is to be here. The lush beaches of this fabulous city, downtown Miami, has the largest concentration of international banks in the United States. And just look at the glorious sunshine we have here. It's been a massive 62 years since the last Miami Grand Prix, and that was held back in 1959, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely phenomenal stuff indeed, but here we are nonetheless. As you can see, the circuit, 5.41 kilometers, that's 3.36 miles, and there you can see the top speeds reaching up 138 miles per hour, and 19 corners make up this absolutely fabulous track. Certainly, you got two very, very long straights, so you say one long straight with one that's sort of fair to middling in between turns 1 and 19, but take a look at the three compounds as well. C5s, C4s and C3s on offer. Red ones being the softs, of course, being the fastest, that's the C5s. C4s being the medium tyre, they're the balanced tyre, and then of course the longer lasting hard tyres in white. And let's have a look at the starting grid for this fabulous race here at Miami. Lando Norris, first pole position of the season and first of his career. He starts in P1. Lewis Hamilton alongside him. Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez make up row 2 in Ps 3 and 4. Daniel Ricciardo P5. Valtteri Bottas in P6 for Mercedes. P7, Sebastian Vettel for Aston Martin. Charles Leclerc in P8 for Ferrari. Pierre GASLY in P9 alongside Lance Stroll, who's in P10. P11 goes to Carlos Sainz for Ferrari alongside Antonio Giovinazzi for Alfa Romeo. P13 goes to George Russell alongside Fernando Alonso, who's in P14. P15 Esteban Ocon alongside Nicholas Latifi, who's in P16 for Williams. Kimi Raikkonen, the Iceman, is in P17 alongside Mick Schumacher, who's in P18. Nikita Mazepin in P19. With a penalty, Yuki Tsunoda is at the back of the grid, ladies and gentlemen.
Box. Stop the car now. Stop the car.
Well, we're Ferrari-less, or one Ferrari left. Here as all 5 lights are lit. And it's pedal to the metal, go, 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 go! And Lando Norris immediately, who goes ahead there. Lewis Hamilton trying to fight the young Brit as well. The two British drivers hightailing around the next lap. Lewis Hamilton with the sleight of a hammer. The McLaren of Lando Norris very, very unrelenting. There in behind George Russell, who is trying to scrap himself now. As you can now see, Lando Norris now outside line, heading into the next left-hander there, wheel to wheel, heading through this section. But Lewis Hamilton, brilliant indeed, lands himself further up. The two Red Bulls going at it as well. That's Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez wheel to wheel, ladies and gentlemen, as they run the next left. It is certainly going to be Perez who's holding on. And you join us again here, folks. Now is Charles Leclerc immediately in behind Daniel Ricciardo, going wheel to wheel with the young Aussie as they round the next right-hander. And as they make their way into the next left, series of semi-chicanes here. Oh, my word! Oh, that is a huge blow for Charles Leclerc. An immediate red flag. That is a huge, thunderous blow. Oh, my word, he was off the ground. He was elevated. Daniel Ricciardo just squeezed him so tight. And a 10-second time penalty for Daniel Ricciardo. But there you can see the key moment. Ricciardo lost it over the curves. You can see him struggling to keep hold of the car. And you can call that a semi-accident, I think. But both of them challenging into that semi-chicane. And here we are, all set to get back underway. And it's pedal to the metal for the second time in this Miami Grand Prix. This time Hamilton on P1, but Lando Norris once again. This time he wants to give Lewis Hamilton a taste of his own medicine around the next left-hander now in the McLaren, trying to burst through and hold on to that P1 spot. Does so brilliantly. Lando Norris still leading this Grand Prix with Valtteri Bottas trying to challenge Sergio Perez, who's had a great start to this race, in behind as well. There you can see what looks to be Daniel Ricciardo. George Russell moves up into P7 for Williams. What a performance here from that man. Tries to challenge Sebastian Vettel as well for that P6. And Nicholas Latifi now looking all over the rear of Estaban OCON as, well, they round now the next left. Oh, Ocon! Oh dear! Nicholas Latifi is actually, I think he just upended Esteban Ocon in behind as well. Mick Schumacher trying to challenge as well. Yuki Tsunoda here. We're going to have a look at a replay here. And there's Esteban Ocon. Oh, instant spin. And you can just see there not a lot of play in the wheel. That was Nicholas Latifi in the back, and a 5-second penalty is what he gets for that incident. And now we're here in lap 9. There you can see the Alpine of Fernando Alonso riding on board now with the Spaniard as he comes alongside Antonio Giovinazzi and dispatches him into the next right. He's going to go for a double this time though. Pierre Gasly, who's the unfortunate receiver, they're going wheel to wheel again. And the Alpine now on the onset tries to power his way through the next right, down into the next left now. Gasly trying to hold on, but Fernando Alonso, brilliant. And now Giovinazzi and his teammate Raikkonen going at it, sparring out between the two Alfa Romeos right now. Gasly holding on to that P10. Can see it all going off. Oh dear! Oh my word, Raikkonen! Oh, what have you done? The Finn has gone for a spin as they round the next left. Oh, just contact with Antonio Giovinazzi. The Italian couldn't really do a lot about that. Kimi just seemed to lose the car. And now we can also see George Russell and Daniel Ricciardo going at it. Ricciardo taking the inside line, and a wonderful manoeuvre indeed. And Russell, unfortunately, having to drop down to P8 in behind though. Fernando Alonso wants to have another go. These two are partnered up on the grid. Oh! Another collision exactly the same as what we saw done to Charles Leclerc. And a note from Russell. He just got hit from the side and pushed into the wall. I think that's pretty evident, George. Now Daniel Ricciardo trying to loom up on Sebastian Vettel. The Aston Martin can see the McLaren on the left side. Two experienced drivers in Formula 1, and it looks like Daniel Ricciardo might well have the tiger line here as they round the next left after turn 9, and Daniel Ricciardo gets the move done. Sebastian Vettel forced to sit in behind, with in behind him Fernando Alonso. And Lance Stroll now on the rear of Pierre Gasly, the AlphaTauri now in jeopardy. Lance Stroll with the inside line heading into the next left, and looks very smart indeed, just manages to upend Pierre Gasly. And Lewis Hamilton currently in a little bit of bother here. You can see a Red Bull all over the rear of him. That is, Perez just upended Lewis Hamilton there. Certainly the 7 times champion isn't going to like that, but Sergio Perez takes himself up into P2, and that's definitely going to be investigated. I'd imagine Hamilton is going to be very active on his team radio. And Fernando Alonso down the inside of Sebastian Vettel, and that is brilliant. And experience shows there once again from Fernando Alonso up into P7. Running on board with the McLaren, this time with Daniel Ricciardo. He's got Max Verstappen, his former teammate, ahead of him. Remember, these two came to blows in Azerbaijan, and as we run on board now, certainly on board with Daniel Ricciardo. Oh my word! Crunching blow in behind Max Verstappen, sends himself into the wall, and here's an instant replay. There's Max Verstappen. You can see in the team radio. Oh dear. Yeah, he's not happy. Max Verstappen's not happy, but Daniel Ricciardo has done that in the cost of himself and very nearly collecting Fernando Alonso as well. And now as we see Fernando Alonso down the inside of Valtteri Bottas, and the Finland driver has no answer for that Spaniard, but maybe he does. Maybe I spoke too soon. Wheel to wheel out of the next left, and the Mercedes powered engine finds its way through. And we're getting some news from Max Verstappen. You have a decent amount of floor damage from the contact with Daniel, so they're just saying do your best. That's all he can do at this stage. You can see now Sebastian Vettel having a go at Max Verstappen now as they round the next left. The German, the former world champion, of course, beats down Max Verstappen. Of course, the former Red Bull driver Sebastian Vettel shows no mercy. Here comes Max Verstappen down the inside now. Amazing what he can do with half a car. Gets it done on the outside. Can he hold the line? He does. He beats up Sebastian Vettel. And now Sebastian Vettel back at Max Verstappen. This battle's been raging on for quite some time. And Vettel opts to go down the inside. Don't forget to vote for your driver of the day, folks. But Vettel looking to really stir up the pot. And he's done it. He's done it. The green Aston Martin has done it. And now Valtteri Bottas at the mercy of Fernando Alonso with a wheel-to-wheel now heading down into the next left. And the Alpine searching for the long way round gets it done. And Finland driver Valtteri Bottas has no answer at all for Fernando Alonso. And now Max Verstappen with a haunting Giovinazzi and Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll looking the stronger of the pair as they round into the next semi-chicane, and still Verstappen holds on, but the Aston Martin now round the outside looking to take on Verstappen. Has done just that and makes a move, makes it count. 2 overtakes in the space 1/6 of a single segment of a lap, and Lance Stroll celebrates. Giovinazzi looking to follow suit from what Lance Stroll did earlier on, opposite the inside line around the next left into the next semi-chicane. Verstappen has no say, because look at this now, we're switching over to Sebastian Vettel, this time on Valtteri Bottas into the next left, and that is smooth by Seb. Smooth by Seb. Green 5 makes it happen. Giovinazzi, oh, he's been spun slightly by Verstappen, but holds on, and they go wheel to wheel around the next right now. They go in tandem next through the next left, and very shortly, oh dear, again, that same curb, the same wall, the same barrier. And as you can see, Giovinazzi pushed to the side, the cars get flown outwards, and Verstappen, he just makes contact. And now we see the Alpine, this time with Fernando Alonso right on the rear of Lewis Hamilton. 10-second time penalty confirmed for Max Verstappen after that incident with Antonio Giovinazzi. Hamilton now at the mercy of Alonso, who's already done Bottas, and Alonso looking to do the pair of the Mercedes. On for a podium now. Fernando Alonso, former world champion, has come back. Vintage Alonso in this race. Lando Norris, who's currently leading this Grand Prix, has done so valiantly, but Sergio Perez, the Mexican, looming large here for Red Bull. Down into the next left, this time at turn 17. They have 2 more corners to take before they round the start-finish straight yet again. And the Red Bull still holding on as the inside line can utilise it to perfection as they cross the start-finish line to commence the next lap. Still Norris hands on to P1 here in lap 49. And now Lando Norris, still leading the way, has done it so boldly ahead of Sergio Perez, but oh, a nudge in the back. How often have we seen that at that series of bends as they head around the long-winded right-hander Alonso, who's currently leading the drive of the day pole. Perez goes ahead, race control stepping in. Perez's team radio, they're saying well done Checo, but he needs to fill a 5-second gap. He's got a penalty for Sergio Perez. As they make their way down on the final lap, Perez still leading the way. 5.2 seconds is the gap between him and Norris. Is it enough to win this Miami Grand Prix? There's Lando Norris there, but soon as they head around the next left-hander, what's the result going to be in this race? Perez crosses the line. Can he take victory? Norris trying to thunder out a final lap performance. Can he do it? We're about to see, get confirmation, 4.9 seconds. Lando Norris is your winner, ladies and gentlemen.
Fuck yeah, boy!
And what a win for Lando Norris. Takes his first victory in Formula 1. The young Brit has done it. Sergio Perez, a gallant P2 after a penalty that cost him the win within a 1/10 of a second. Incredible stuff. Fernando Alonso, what a drive. All the way up into P3. A mighty performance despite the penalty. Got it done with a fastest lap to boot. Gets an extra point for that. Lewis Hamilton finishes in P4 with Sebastian Vettel in P5. His teammate Lance Stroll in P6. Good points today for Aston Martin. Valtteri Bottas in P7 with Max Verstappen after his damage. Stays in P8. Pierre Gasly in P9 with Mick Schumacher. What a drive. Claims his first point in Formula 1 in tremendous style indeed. Nicholas Latifi, a gallant P11. Yuki Tsunoda in P12. George Russell in P13 with Nikita Mazepin, last of the running cars, in P14. We of course lost Antonio Giovinazzi, Daniel Ricciardo, Kimi Raikkonen, Esteban Ocon, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Ferrari with no finishers today in this Miami Grand Prix. Incredible, exactly the same as Alfa Romeo as well. Sensational race here today. Let's take a look at those drivers' standings, of course, folks. Lewis Hamilton leads the way, 56 points to his name with Max Verstappen in P2, Sergio Perez in P3. Lando Norris, after that win, takes him up to P4, 10 points ahead of Charles Leclerc. Valtteri Bottas in P6 with Carlos Sainz in P7. Fernando Alonso in P8 with Sebastian Vettel in P9. Daniel Ricciardo is in P10. And of course, the next race, folks, you'll be seeing us at the Indonesian Grand Prix. What a special little event that will be. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already for more videos here from Mitsos. I've been George Morgan. I'll see you next time.